My girlfriend told me she was going on a 2-week self-discovery trip with her ex-boyfriend. And what I did while she was gone wasn't just self-discovery for me. It was a total, nuclear-level comeuppance for her. You just won't believe what happened when she finally got back. So, picture this. I'm 29, chilling on my couch, watching Netflix, minding my own business. My girlfriend, Astrid, who's 27, walks in from the bedroom, stands directly in front of the TV, and drops the bombshell. "I need to tell you something important," she says, all serious and dramatic. Honestly, the way she said it, I thought someone had died. My blood ran cold for a second. Then she hits me with it. "I'm going on a self-discovery trip with Garrett." Garrett, her ex from college. The guy whose photos she still had plastered all over her Instagram. The one who, according to her, really understood her artistic soul, or whatever spiritual BS she used to spout. I paused my show. "When?" I asked, my voice flat. "Next week," she chirped. "We're going to this spiritual retreat center. It's 2 weeks of meditation, journaling, and finding ourselves." "Rest." I just nodded, a slow, cold realization dawning on me. "Just the two of you." She quickly cut me off. "Don't make this weird, okay? It's not about him. We're just friends now, and he's going through stuff too. We even got a group discount." "A group discount for 2 people. Right. Look," she continued, "I know how this sounds, but you need to trust me. This is about my journey. Garrett just happens to be on a similar path." I took a long sip of my beer, letting it sink in. "Sounds great," I finally said. She blinked, clearly surprised. "Really? Yeah. When do you leave?" "Tuesday morning." She was still looking at me, a flicker of suspicion in her eyes. You're really okay with this?" "Astrid," I told her, trying to sound as sincere as possible. "If you need to find yourself, who am I to stop you?" That suspicion melted away, replaced by this huge, blinding smile. She actually kissed me on the forehead, like I was some golden retriever who'd just learned to roll over. "This is why I love you," she gushed. "You're so evolved." Evolved? I thought, a bitter taste in my mouth. Yeah, evolved. For the next 3 days, she was a whirlwind of packing, buying new yoga pants, and talking nonstop about chakras and inner peace. I just smiled and nodded, playing the part. I even drove her to the airport Tuesday morning. 2 weeks will fly by," she said, giving me a quick peck. "I'll have limited phone access, so don't worry if I don't text much." "No problem," I said, a slow, predatory grin forming on my face. "Have fun finding yourself." The second her plane took off, I was in a U-Haul. See, here's what Astrid didn't know. Her name wasn't on the lease. Not anywhere. She'd moved into my apartment 8 months ago and never got around to the paperwork. All the utilities? My name. The furniture? 80% mine. Even the succulent collection she was so ridiculously proud of? Yeah, I bought those. I'd already found a new place the day after her little announcement. Signed the lease Monday, while she was probably getting her aura cleansed at some spa. The move took 2 days. I was surgical about it. Took only what was mine. Left all her stuff neatly organized in the living room. I even left the utilities on, just so she wouldn't come back to total darkness. The note I left was simple, etched with a quiet satisfaction. Astrid, went on my own journey of self-discovery. Turns out I discovered I deserve better. Your stuff is in the living room. Lease ends in 3 weeks. Talk to the landlord. He's expecting you to either sign a new one or move out. I found myself, and myself doesn't include you. Good luck with your chakras. Then I blocked her number and settled into my new place, a deep sense of peace washing over me. Update 1. Y'all wanted an update? Buckle up. So I blocked Astrid's number, but honestly, I forgot about email. Turns out, she didn't. Wednesday afternoon, I got the first one. Subject: what the hell is this? The body read: I came back early because the retreat was awful and you're gone. This isn't funny anymore. Where are you? Wait, she came back early? From her grand spiritual journey? After only 5 days? More emails flooded in. The landlord says I need to sign a lease. I can't afford this place alone. This is manipulation. You're trying to control me. Garrett thinks you're being emotionally abusive. Oh, Garrett has opinions now, does he? Cool. I didn't respond, but I did reach out to my buddy Luke, who still lived in the old building. He filled me in on all the tea. Apparently, Astrid showed up Wednesday night, absolutely fuming. And guess who was with her? Garrett, of course. They were hauling her stuff around, looking utterly lost. Luke overheard her on the phone with her mom, screaming about how I'd abandoned her and stolen the apartment. But here's the kicker. Luke also overheard Garrett on his phone, arguing with someone named Destiny. Apparently, Destiny was Garrett's current girlfriend who had no idea about this spiritual retreat until she checked his Instagram and saw him posting sunset pics with my ex. The retreat lasted exactly 5 days before Garrett got served with some major relationship consequences of his own and had to fly back to deal with his imploding life. Thursday morning, Astrid's mom, Deb, called me. I almost didn't answer, but my curiosity won out. "How could you do this to my daughter?" she shrieked. "Hello to you too, Deb," I said, trying to stay calm. "She's homeless." "She's not homeless. Her stuff is safe, and she has 3 weeks to figure out housing. That's more than most people get. You're being cruel because you're jealous of her connection with Garrett. Deb, your daughter went on a couple's retreat with her ex-boyfriend." "It was not a couple's retreat. It was about finding inner peace," she insisted. "With her ex alone. For 2 weeks. I finished for her." Silence. "She said you were okay with it." "I was so okay with it that I decided to find my own inner peace elsewhere." "You're a pathetic little man." "Okay, bye, Deb." But the best part came Thursday night. I got notifications that someone was trying to reset my Netflix password, then my Hulu, then my HBO Max. She was trying to access my streaming accounts from whatever hotel she was crashing at. The entitlement, I swear. I changed all the passwords to variations of Findia Euro Netflix. Then, an unknown number texted me. Guess she got a friend to do it. "Astrid wants to know why you're being so petty about the streaming services. She's having a panic attack." A panic attack over Netflix. I responded, "Tell her meditation might help." Update 2. The entitlement escalation has been wild. Friday, Astrid tried a new strategy. She showed up at my gym. Not to work out. Obviously, she doesn't have a membership. She just waited in the parking lot for 2 hours until I came out. "We need to talk," she demanded as I walked to my car. I just kept going. "You can't just ignore me. We were together for 3 years. 8 months, I corrected, unlocking my car. The emotional connection was 3 years. What does that even mean?" She grabbed my arm. "Look, I get it. You heard about Garrett, but nothing happened. We meditated. We did yoga. We talked about our feelings." "Sounds magical," I deadpanned. "Stop being sarcastic. This is serious. I need a place to live. So get one. I can't afford anything. You know I'm between jobs, right?" Between jobs for 6 months, while she worked on her jewelry business that had sold exactly 3 bracelets. "That's not my problem anymore, Astrid." Then she pulled out the manipulation tactics. "If you ever loved me, you'll help me." "I did love you." "Then you went on a romantic vacation with your ex." "It wasn't romantic." Garrett chose that moment to pull up in his beat-up Honda. Because, of course, he was there. "Yo, man, can we talk?" He got out, trying to look tough in his hemp necklace and man bun. "No. Look, bro, you're making this harder than it needs to be. Astrid needs stability right now." "Then maybe you should provide it, bro," I shot back. His face got red. "I'm trying to help here by taking my girlfriend on a 2-week trip." "Ex-girlfriend," Astrid corrected, cutting him off. "Right. Thanks for the clarification." Garrett stepped closer, puffing out his chest. "You're just threatened by our connection." I actually laughed. A real, genuine laugh. "My guy, your connection lasted 5 days before you both bailed. That's not a connection. That's a long weekend. You don't understand what we have. Clearly, neither do you, since you're not living together." Plot twist. Astrid's face went pale. Turns out, she'd been telling people, including her mom, that Garrett had offered to let her move in with him. But Garrett was currently crashing with his buddy because Destiny had kicked him out of their apartment. The looks they gave each other. Chef's kiss. Absolutely priceless. I got in my car and left them there to figure that out. Saturday morning, new development. Astrid managed to get my new address. Don't know how, probably followed me from the gym. She showed up with a U-Haul and 4 people, her mom Deb, her sister Quinn, Garrett, and some girl I didn't recognize. They were moving her stuff out of the old apartment, but apparently decided to make a pit stop to harass me. Deb rang my doorbell for 5 minutes straight. When I finally answered through the Ring camera, she launched into her speech. "You need to man up and take responsibility for this situation." I did. I moved out. "That's not taking responsibility. That's running away." Quinn jumped in. "You're destroying her life over your ego." Her life isn't destroyed. She's just facing consequences. The girl I didn't recognize turned out to be Astrid's friend, Piper, from her failed jewelry business. She had a different approach. Don't you think you're being a bit harsh? Like, energetically speaking, this is really negative. You know what else is energetically negative? I retorted. Going on vacation with your ex. Garrett, genius that he is, tried to jimmy my door handle on camera. Dude, I'm calling the cops if you don't stop. He backed off quick. Astrid finally spoke up, crying. But it wasn't sad crying. It was angry crying. I gave you everything. I decorated your apartment. I cooked for you. I made you a better person. You decorated with my money. Cooked twice in 8 months. And I'm the same person I always was. You're being vindictive. I'm being gone. Big difference. They finally left after I mentioned I was documenting everything for a potential restraining order. But the saga wasn't over. That night, around 10 p.m., I got an email from Astrid with the subject line, business proposal. I kid you not. A business proposal. She wanted me to invest in her jewelry business in exchange for 10% equity. The investment amount? Exactly what 3 months of rent would cost at the old apartment. The business plan was 2 sentences. Cosmic Creations will revolutionize mindful jewelry. With your investment, I can focus on creation without housing stress. I didn't respond, but I did forward it to Luke, who works in venture capital. His response, is she high? Update 3, Monday morning. The extinction. Sorry, the explosion happened. I woke up to my LinkedIn blowing up. Astrid had messaged every single one of my professional connections with this gem. Hi, I'm raising funds for my spiritual jewelry business and noticed you're connected with my ex. Despite our personal situation, I believe in keeping business separate. Would you be interested in cosmic consciousness through wearable art? She actually pitched her failed bracelet business to my boss, my clients, my college professors, the random recruiter I connected with 3 years ago. My boss texted me, "Your ex is interesting. Is she okay?" My biggest client, "I think your girlfriend needs help." My university professor, "Is this performance art?" But she wasn't done. Astrid had created a GoFundMe. Help a spiritual entrepreneur. Escape emotional abuse. The description was a masterpiece of delusion. According to her, I had financially controlled her for years. She hadn't worked in 6 months by choice. Isolated her from friends. She went out every weekend. Sabotaged her business. I never touched her jewelry stuff. And abandoned her during a mental health crisis. The crisis being consequences. Goal amount, $25,000. She'd raised $37. All from her mom. Things got weirder. Garrett left me a voicemail from a different number. "Hey man, look, real talk. Astrid's kind of losing it. She's staying with her sister, but Quinn's about to kick her out. She keeps saying you're conspiring against her. He thinks you hacked her chakras or something. I'm gonna be honest, bro, the retreat was weird. She wanted to do this tantric workshop, and I was like, that's too much. That's why we left early. Well, that and my girl found out. But anyway, maybe just like, give her some money so she stops. She's making us all look bad. Hacked her chakras. I cannot make this up. Wednesday was court day. Yeah, we ended up in court. Not for anything serious, thankfully. She tried to file a civil claim, saying I owed her compensation for domestic partnership. Apparently, she Googled some stuff about common law marriage and thought she had a case. The judge looked at her filing. She represented herself, obviously, and actually said, "Ma'am, you lived together for 8 months. You were on vacation with another man when he moved out. What exactly are you claiming?" "Emotional investment damages," she declared. The judge dismissed it in under 5 minutes. But Astrid wasn't done. Outside the courthouse, she'd arranged for Piper to be there with a camera, filming her giving a speech about systemic oppression of spiritual women. It has 12 views on TikTok, all from her mom's different accounts. Thursday morning brought the final boss battle. I got a call from the old apartment complex. The landlord, Rick, sounded utterly exhausted. "Your ex-girlfriend is trying to squat in the apartment." "What?" "She changed the locks. Says she has tenant rights. I'm having to start eviction proceedings." She changed the locks on an apartment she wasn't even on the lease for. She printed some fake lease off the internet. It's obviously fake. She spelled her own name wrong. She spelled her own name wrong. But here's where it gets beautifully stupid. Remember how I left the utilities on to be nice? Well, she never transferred them to her name. So, Thursday afternoon, I called and had them shut off. Legally, they were in my name. I was paying for them. Within an hour, I got a call from an unknown number. It was Quinn. Turn the power back on right now. Who is this? You know who this is. Astrid's in there with no electricity. Then she should probably leave. She's trying to run a business in an apartment she's squatting in. She's not squatting. She's establishing residency. That's literally squatting. Quinn hung up. Friday it was over. Rick called me. Police removed her this morning. She tried to claim you were her landlord and she'd paid you rent, but she couldn't provide any proof because, it never happened. Is she okay? I asked, half joking. She screamed something about Mercury being in microwave and then tried to sage the officers. They were very patient. I think she meant Mercury being in retrograde, but honestly, Mercury in microwave is funnier. Final update. It's been 2 weeks since the police removed Astrid from the apartment. Here's where everyone ended up. Astrid is living with her parents now. Not with Quinn, who blocked her after the whole thing. Not with Garrett, who disappeared completely. But back in her childhood bedroom. According to Luke, who saw her at a coffee shop, she's telling people she's taking a sabbatical from capitalism and living with her parents is a radical act of resistance. She's still trying to sell jewelry. Her Instagram bio now says, Survivor, Entrepreneur, Cosmic Warrior. She has 73 followers, down from 200. Garrett resurfaced on social media with Destiny. They're apparently working through things, which, based on the passive-aggressive posts they tag each other in, means they're making each other miserable. He posted a long thing about how the retreat experience opened his third eye to toxic energies. Astrid commented, face with rolling eyes on it, and he deleted the whole post. Deb, Astrid's mom, sent me one last email last week. I hope you're happy. My daughter is devastated. She actually thought you were the one. She was planning to propose to you on that retreat with Garrett. He was going to help her pick out rings. You threw away something beautiful because of your silly male pride. She was going to propose on a trip with her ex who was going to help her pick out rings. I mean, what do you even say to that? I didn't respond, but I did have a good laugh with my new girlfriend, Heather. Met her at my new apartment complex's resident event. She thinks the whole story is hilarious. Last night, she suggested we take a self-discovery trip, and then burst out laughing. But seriously, she said, want to go to Seattle next month? Just us. No exes. The best part? Last Friday, I ran into Garrett at a bar. He was drunk and tried to bro-hug me. Dude, I'm sorry about everything. Astrid's actually insane. She tried to get me to invest in her business too. Said we could be conscious capital partners or something. I was like, girl, I deliver pizzas. He delivers pizzas. The spiritual guru who was going to help her find herself delivers pizzas. No hard feelings, I told him, and meant it. Honestly, he did me a favor. For real, though, he continued. She kept trying to make things weird at the retreat, like she wanted to do couples yoga and soul gazing and stuff. I just wanted to eat edibles and look at trees, The self-discovery trip was just Garrett wanting to get high in nature and Astrid trying to seduce him. Beautiful. As I'm writing this, Astrid just posted on her business page. Major announcement coming soon. Cosmic Creations is evolving into something bigger. The announcement posted an hour later. She's adding essential oil blends to her jewelry line. The oils are just repackaged stuff from the dollar store. Piper accidentally revealed this in the comments before deleting it. Someone asked if the oils were FDA approved. Astrid responded, I don't subscribe to governmental oversight of natural healing. Her mom was the only one who liked the post. Looking back, the red flags were everywhere. She once tried to pay her portion of rent with a check from her future self. She believed her cat was her grandmother reincarnated. She didn't even have a cat. She tried to expense her therapy to my health insurance as a dependent life partner. She once got mad at me for dream cheating. I allegedly flirted with someone in her dream. But the ending? It's exactly what it needed to be. She discovered herself, all right. Discovered she's an entitled person who thought she could have her chakras aligned and her rent paid by different guys. And me? I discovered that standing up for yourself isn't vindictive, it's necessary. I also discovered that my new apartment's water pressure is amazing. And nobody here tries to charge crystals in the microwave at 3 a.m. To everyone saying I should have just talked it out, I did. My response was moving out. Sometimes the best conversation is the one you don't have. To those saying I was too harsh, she took a 2-week vacation with her ex and expected me to be cool with it. The bar was underground, and she brought a shovel. And to Astrid, since I know you're reading this, hide Deb's account. The retreat center called. They want their meditation cushion back, the one you apparently stole. They're threatening legal action. Good luck with your cosmic consciousness. You're going to need it for court. Peace out. Honestly, what would you have done in my shoes? Or have you ever had an ex pull something this wild? Let me know in the comments below. I'm genuinely curious to hear your thoughts.